Hi guys, welcome to another How Schmidt Draws video tutorial. Today I would like to talk about the lighting of the face, and I would like to show you with the same face, lit from several light sources, how it changes and yes, how you use light. So I'm starting with the light coming from front. This isn't the most common lighting, like directly frontal, but I think it's good to understand which planes are facing towards the light and which are not. So the ones facing away are slightly darker and the ones which are hit directly are light. So when I start off by doing hard edges for my shadows, but while rendering, I always think about, is this a cast shadow or is it a shadow just from the plane which is sort of curving into the light area. So like with the nose, this is a plane which is first facing away, but it's gently curving into the light. So I can not use harsh shadows for this. Harsh shadows are usually are cast shadows, which are like from the eyebrows, like when directly in this case there isn't that many cast shadows, just sort of shadows facing away, but with different ones, like under the nose it's a bit of a cast shadow. Next, the lighting from above. Again, I think about where will the light hit, which areas of the face are darkened, since it's coming directly from above, the eyebrows are hiding a lot of the face by sort of protruding a bit. Only the nose comes forward and leaves this bit free. The next lighting is from the left above, and yes, that's pretty common. Sort of the nose having a shadow, and here we have the cast shadow, so this edge is hard, where the edge of the nose, which is sort of falling, the shadow is falling on the rest of the face. But then there's the soft shadows where the face planes curve away into the shadow. So when rendering faces, I always think about this. Is it a cast shadow or isn't it? What also helps is a wireframe, which I drew for this face. I sort of blended and showed it from time to time. I sort of turned it on just to see if I'm still on the right way. And while rendering, I really think about this wireframe. But for you to see, that's sort of the thing I follow when painting. Next, I would like to do some dramatic lighting. Lighting from below. Why is this dramatic lighting? Because it's unusual. We don't see this kind of lighting in real life very often. I mean, we'd have to walk on glowy floors or, yes, have some glowy goo, fluorescent stuff. You know what I mean. It's like from a horror movie. It's used in stuff like that. That's why it seems creepy because it's unnatural. You also get these dark shadows under the eyes, which also, to me, add to this mystery. I mean, hide your face in darkness and it will be a bit more creepy than usual. But I think most of the creepiness is because it's so uncommon to see people lit like that. Anywho, so this is a way of lighting where you sort of have to think about, which you don't use that much, but if you use it, it has to make sense, because, yeah, otherwise it's weird. Here, I liked sort of thinking about like the gentle light, which like on the forehead, that it sort of has a slight bump where it will again be hit by light. So think about these slight curves a human skull has as well. Next is our light directly from the side, and this is a view which I don't really like. I don't like it when it's too even, and you have like one side light, the other side dark. I did it on purpose that it wasn't too directly split in the middle, but yeah, I just wanted to show you how that works. And you can play with some lighting from the other side with that one as well. So, okay, here we have another dramatic light, backlight. In this case, the majority of the face is dark, but then again, you can sort of have this slight light coming from the sides, which helps you see sort of the face a bit, the volume of it, because otherwise if you would just go dark completely, you wouldn't see much of the face. So you have these slight lights within the face, which you can still use and give it some volume. It's also a light which isn't very commonly used, but it's also a fun light. So this is something like superhero stuff coming out of with the explosion behind you and the superhero coming towards the camera, stuff like that. It can be fun to use, but it's not something I use very often in that way. What I do prefer is the rim light. This gives you, for one, a nice sort of balance between light and dark. I mean, I didn't go here completely rim light, sort of have a small portion of the face lit, and then the other side you can give this gentle lighting, maybe the light from above as well, like sort of reflected light from the sky, and then you get sort of darker areas and lighter areas also in the shadow, and that's really nice for some gentle shading, and I really like using that. Sort of, you can often just go completely dark with a character, shade in that a little bit in the obvious darker areas, and then just set a rim light, and you already have really gorgeous lighting. So this is something I actually use pretty often and really like. And last but not least is the most common lighting, sort of the face sort of facing the other way, like here where the light is coming from the right and the face is looking to the left. That way you have most of your face lit and have just very gentle shadows from like where the sun doesn't reach, for like under the lip, the cast light shadow of the nose. I mean, if the head was turned and the light was coming from the other side, then you'd actually have quite a large proportion of the face in the dark. But in this case, this is something which you can use to sort of, it's a very common light which nobody will sort of take as it doesn't have a special meaning or anything, but you still can give your face a gentle volume without having to do very much. So I hope this helped, these lighting, different lightings of this face. It sometimes helps to have shortcuts like these, sort of just to have a quick glance. Okay, if the light is coming from the front, how will it affect nose and so on. So I think you can use it this way if you don't have a mirror at hand, because obviously checking your own face and seeing how the light is working is the nicest way, but you don't always have a cool lighting equipment and mirror with you. So I hope this will work as sort of a small reference to different lighting scenarios. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thanks for listening and watching. And I love you all. You're wonderful patrons. Without you, all of this wouldn't be possible. I hope you have a wonderful week, and bye-bye!